Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Crypto Evolution. It's been a few days since the last video. I've had family birthdays going on. It's been quite hectic here. Okay, I've got a few videos ready to go in the bank. All right, so today we're going to learn about crypto mining. Okay, we've talked about proof of work, the consensus algorithm that Bitcoin uses. Okay, and we're going to talk about mining and how it's changed over time. In the last 10.5 years, it's now a multi-billion-dollar industry. So if you're excited to learn about it, smash them likes up. Click that subscribe, tick that little bell for notifications. Okay, without further ado, let's talk about mining. Okay, so stage one of mining was back in 2009, and the first Bitcoin miners used standard CPUs or laptops, basic computers, multi-core CPUs to produce Bitcoin at a rate of 50 Bitcoins per block. Now, if you had a couple of computers lying around with decent specs, you could have earned about $5 a day at the time. Now, the difficulty for mining, or the amount of computing power necessary, was so low that it was worth it for hobbyists and crypto nerds to participate in. Now, today, those same 50 Bitcoins are worth approximately $375,000 US. Now, at the all-time high of Bitcoin, which was $20,000 per coin USD, that amounted, those 50 Bitcoins, to $1 million US for 50 Bitcoins. So there's a lot of rich tech nerds and college students, if they ever held on to them. So I hope they weren't like this guy back in 2011. Now, just to let you know, his Bitcoins he's talking about, had he have held on to them, were worth now about $340 million, I should say, at the all-time high. Okay, so just off topic though, Bitcoin's first valuation, it didn't come from a giant company. It came from a hungry guy named Laszlo Hanyecz. I hope I got his name right. Now, in May 2010, he posted the following on Bitcoin Talk Forum under the subject, Pizza for Bitcoins. He's basically said to people, I'm willing to, I want 2 pizzas. I don't care if you make them at home and bring them to me or buy them from somewhere. I'll pay 10,000 Bitcoins. At the time, it was about $30, so it wasn't a lot of money. And he wanted to exchange those Bitcoins for goods. Now, eventually, someone took him up on the offer, and Hanyecz ended up eating a meal that, when the Bitcoin at the all-time high, ended up costing him about $200 million. So it want to be a good pizza, that's for sure. Do you think he's kicking himself now, or he was in so early that he got more coin anyway? Look, comment below. I want to see what people think. Do you reckon he got back in, kept the Bitcoins? Let me know what you think, guys. I mean, you have to remember, it had very little value back then. Like I said, about $30 or so. But it was an experiment, and it showed you could actually purchase something or transfer value of goods for Bitcoin. It even got its own day out of it, which is Bitcoin Pizza Day. Every year, May 22nd. So get those pizzas on for the May 22nd each year. So back to mining. From there, the mining progressed from CPUs to GPUs. So more importantly, in October 2010, the code for mining Bitcoin with GPUs was actually released. Or to the general public. As mining difficulty rose, so did the need for better, more dedicated hardware. So that's where GPUs are up for the task. Finally, it was a way for the little person to make money. It was time for everyone to quit their jobs, plug in a bunch of fairly affordable mining rigs, drink pina coladas and sit on the beach. Except mining difficulty continued to rise, and with it the power requirements would soon become too steep for your average hobbyist to make any money. Okay, the electricity costs far outweighed what you're getting for any Bitcoin. Okay, now by June 2011, field programmable gate arrays were becoming all the rage. Now, gate arrays basically use 3 times less power than a simple GPU setup. Effectively, they accomplished the same task, which was mining crypto. Okay, now in cryptocurrency, for a brief moment, gate arrays were the best thing since sliced bread. Now, gate arrays soon gave way to application-specific integrated circuit systems, or ASIC miners as we call them. Now, and Bitcoin went from hobby to industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, guys. Now, an ASIC is created for a specific use. In this case, mining crypto. That's all you can do it. That's its only job. It mines crypto, okay? Now, this is why ASIC miners remain the standard today. They just keep bringing out new models, and the old ones are thrown out after a while. Basically, they try and run them as long as they can. They're not effective, and they're not making enough money, so they get rid of them, put new ones in. Okay. Now, the small dorm mining has been taken over by giant multi-billion-dollar companies, which is all reliant on the cost of electricity as to whether they make profit or not. That's why a lot are in China. As the electricity costs are so low in China, they're also in cold areas such as Siberia, now due to the fierce heat generated by the miners. Or some are right next to hydro dams as well, who use excess cheap electricity. It's an entire industry, guys. So these miners, they put out so much heat. These miners, they're just working. So it's either got to be in a cold place, they have somewhere that has really cheap electricity, or like I said, next to a hydro dam. That these hydro dams can't save that energy stored. Okay, if it's not used, it's wasted. So a lot of these companies, they'll set up next to it and they'll get a direct feed from it and basically get really, really cheap electricity. So look, that's it, guys. I just want to give you a bit of an idea about how mining has changed. As you can see, it started off in dorm rooms and it progressed. GPUs, arrays, now ASIC miners. It's just, I'm interested to see what's ahead. So they say the average, it depends on the electricity cost. The average Bitcoin takes around $6,000 USD to mine. That's the electricity cost, setup cost. So it's not a cheap business. It's gone from basically being able to do it at home. It's near impossible. You know, I've dabbled in it a bit. It's just not my thing. I don't have the time, and I'm in Australia. I don't need the heat. Okay, might be good to heat up your house in America, maybe in the cold months. Anyways, guys, look, thanks for joining me today. Really appreciate it. I hope you learned something. It was just a brief little look at mining and how it's changed. So smash them likes, click the subscribe button, and tick that little bell for notifications. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.